man, I don't like to interrupt this great soloing of these two guys. Hi, great to see you here, and I see some good company already. Mr. Hunt, great. You did not live stream today, right? If I remember. I tried to check the YouTube, but I couldn't see anything. Just hope everything's fine. Hello, Albert and Gwen. Right, let's just fix this a little bit. That's great. Perfect. 12-string guitar retrieved. So, is it functioning? Working well? My 12 strings are 2 of them, and neither of those is functional. I'm embarrassed and ashamed. I'll have to fix that. Patrick, great to see you. Wantage UK, Graham, welcome. Our Norwegian Attack, great, Geir. Abby and Dan, I guess, welcome. Great. Well, you know, I don't really want to flag with kind of bad things that happened, but last week I had severe problems with audio and I just couldn't pinpoint. Of course, not during the live stream. I just realized that I'll have to deal with that manually, so I had to deal with a couple of these audio sources that were, you know, triggering every time I switch the scene, the framing, if you're watching me playing the guitar or something. And it was the first time I was kind of using the fourth camera to show the pedal board, and, you know, yeah, that didn't work so well. So I apologize for those who were exposed to that, but it was awful. I watched the replay and it was not really funny. But now I pinpointed the problem because today it happened again. Now, as soon as I pressed the play button to go live, that sound came back. So as soon as I turned off a little app that's running, routing the sound around my computer and the live streaming software, I know it's too much tech for somebody, but just so that you know, yeah, for those who are interested, it was that little app that caused everything. So I'll have to investigate that, why that happened. I'm sure it's a user error. Yeah. Great. So what are we going to do today? Today, I'm just going to bring out my script. Well, the script is mostly not to waste your time while we're doing all this. So, housekeeping. The audio today is going to be great if you're listening through your headphones or on a good speaker or pair of speakers, because I'm going to be demonstrating my octave pedal, and those octaves are really low, so you're not going to be hearing that on an iPhone or iPad, or even not even on a laptop. So if you have them at hand, but otherwise you can watch the replay and just see that. Yep. And so today's show is going to be live blues backups as usual, EGC, every gig carry, another little bag or a pouch or something I'm going to be showing you today that I'm using. And yeah, write in the chat if you have any questions about the tech, live audio, sound, whatever. I'm here to help. So I think I'll just go to the live blues backups. Ooh, thank you for trusting me. So you click the like button already. That's nice. So the first backup is going to be just playing standard E as we usually do, and the second one is going to be an open G. So let's do that. fire, guys. I don't know where this came from. I was intending to play just as I usually do. And I just ended up playing a kind of a rendition of, I don't know, Bye Bye Blues by Tommy Johnson, and something also based, I know, it's because of the intro song. Yeah, I guess it was still in my ears, and I just went on doing this. And actually, this song is something I'm quite often playing while I'm doing the food or something, or just, you know, being in the kitchen and having the guitar to the wall and just, you know, pick it up and start playing something. This is one of my favorite grooves. I love doing this because it's airy. It gives you a lot of space in between the rhythm parts, and I really loved it. So I have to explain some of the things that I was doing because I haven't done that before, and I don't want to hide anything. So the basic was, so the bass is just going, so everything that's happening on the treble strings is in between the bass notes. So it's kind of syncopations on top of each other, and this is not really difficult. It's just that I've played it for years, and it's kind of smooth in my own mind what I'm going to be doing next. I don't need to think about that. I just kind of relax and do it. But the basics are this. So very slowly. Bass. Lick. Bass. 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 Lick. So the treble strings are doing this. Fourth fret, second fret, and the E position. And then when I went up here, so it's the same bass, but I grabbed it up here so that I could preserve the groove going. So. And then I was fooling around with the basses. And all the bass licks that, let's say, fit into... Sorry, here. Basically, everything was based on that. And then the rest of it, the turnarounds were... So it was basically just moving the B chord with a big bass up here. From the fourth fret, third, second. Right. And then once I threw in this little kind of, before I would play the A chord here, I would play a form of G7, but up here it sounds really kind of like obvious. Okay, but if you grab it like this and then go to A, that's a little bit different. And I've heard this from, or I saw Merle Travis play this in his version of Midnight Special. Like a, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a silver light on me. If you ever go to Houston. Right, and it's a famous recording of him sitting at the porch in early television days, black and white and everything. Yeah, So that's where that chord came from. Yep, that was it, the first backup. And the second one is going to be in open G. A variation of kind of this groove, right? So open G, or you can play this in G in just standard tuning with the regular grip of G, like a bare chord, or you can just put the cape on the 3rd fret and play your E position. That's also nice, especially if you play with somebody else. Then it's good to kind of combine and play in different positions on the guitar neck. So. and so on. So this is based on, let's say, if you had a drummer and the drummer will play. So that rhythm is something that I have in the back of my head, and I'm actually kind of syncopating on top of that. So sometimes I would emphasize that rhythm with my kind of right hand most often. Oh, this is my slide in the way. Okay, so. And I would meet that G note. I wouldn't play it on the 5th fret, because then I'd need to kind of jump to the next chord and grip this little chord change. But it's smoother if I just play open G string, the 5th string, and then just so there are different ways to get to that open 5th string, either or it's also nice. So the practicing speed would be the news on the television and just practice this. I used to practice this with my girlfriend, watching the TV beside me, and I was just taking my electric guitar. I put a handkerchief under the strings, and I could do anything I wanted in the sofa, and it was cool. And then there were a couple of licks. This is octaves played on a 3rd and a 5th string, and then I got the slowly, and then from the 3rd fret I play open strings, so I kind of pull off with a slide, but the faster you do it, the cleaner it's going to be. Otherwise it's going to be a lot of this noise. Otherwise, and so on. So I guess that was it. And I also used the F, C, G lick. That's a nice lick. Because remember, in open G, your 2nd, 3rd, and a 4th strings are just the same as in standard tuning. So it's like a... And the beauty of this is like a... You kind of add some of the open strings, and in C chord, that sounds great with a big G bass. It sounds like do 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 do, but basically you're keeping the bass of the basic chord in the tuning. So I love this open G tuning. It's great. So let's move on. I forgot to tell you the one of the themes for today is also going to be a song that Neil Young took as an inspiration. Maybe not. I'm not sure, but it sure sounds similar as a song that I used to play, for ages. And I just thought, okay, let's see. I'll play it for you in Apple Music just for a brief second, so that you can hear how the song goes, and then we'll discuss about that. But I think right now we're going to the EGC and the octave pedal. Basically, EGC is a kind of acronym, not acronym, but I kind of usually people use the expression EDC, everyday carry. It's a big movement. And, you know, people who are crazy about bags, pouches, tote bags, all kinds of bags, people who are big travelers and really like to pack neatly and be organized and all that. Sometimes you don't even have to be organized. You just buy the big duffel bag and throw everything in and off you go. It's not that. But I kind of told you guys last time about some of the things that I like bags, and I've always liked to pack my things neatly and to kind of reduce the stress on the gig, on a recording session, in town when I want to do something. So I'm always kind of well prepared for different occasions. So last week I showed you, let me see, I've showed you this. Where is my browser? Yep. So replacing this old pouch that I had my playing stuff and some of the spare parts that I need when I'm on gigs. So I'll go back, and last week I showed you this bag, which is a packed from Australia. A great bag. It's a sling bag that you can carry on your chest or behind the back. It's great. And this is what I showed you guys, what I usually pack in this one when I'm on the way to the gig. And here to the right, you're seeing this little pouch that I'm going to show you today. So this is how this packed bag is packed. And when I just show you the bag in real life, it's this big, right? Looks kind of big and small, but it's really, really spacious. It can really pack a lot inside. But today I'm going to show you another one, and that is going to be, let's move on, and you can pack it in your gig bag, which is perfect. So today I'll pack a zip pouch. So this is what I usually take with me if I'm just out and about, going to town. Maybe I'm going to visit a friend who's a player. Maybe I'm just going to a music shop, and what I need take with me are my picks, my slide, string winder. If I break the string, I can always get me another one. I can even pack 2 or 3 most important strings into this bag, and basically, and plus my mobile phone. So this is how it looks packed. And I'm showing you here this Allen key that, or something else that I might put in the side pocket. And in the main compartment, I got my AirPods or whatever earphones you're using, string winder, guitar picks, and my slide. And the capo is somewhere there as well. And you can have a pen, screwdriver, smartphone on the other side, and that's it. And to see the size, it's this, right? Compared to the other one. So it's much smaller, and it's neat, and it's great, and the material is great. And just looking at it like this, it's like, Jesus, you can't put anything inside there. Oh, yes, you can. So it's really, really spacious, and it expands. So it's good. I can really, really recommend that. So alpaca bags, and that's it. I'm not going to waste too much of your time on that. Oh, and I see here in the chat, OBS, great to see you. And octave pedal, yes, coming there very soon. Hey, David, I'm also glad OBS is here. That's great. We all like OBS. Roy, great to see you. What's your time? Usually your live streams are like 3 o'clock in the morning my time, so I can't wrap my head around your time zone. So great that you guys saying hi to each other. I love that. And so, what should we do first? let's do the big thing, the octave pedal then. Cool. While I'm preparing my cables and stuff, I'm just going to show you the pedal itself. Oh, did you move, you stupid phone? That's it. So this is the OC3. Boss came out with a OC5 now, and it's got a switcher somewhere underneath these buttons, and it says vintage. It's a switch of some kind, I don't know, but this one is something I've had for ages now. I don't know how many years, but yeah, it's really good. So I'm gonna plug it in, and one more thing, guys, if we're talking cables and all that, some true pros might tell you, no, never buy a cable with a power on off switch, something that looks like this, right? This little thing here on the side, see now it's sticking out just a little bit, and when it's pressed in, then the cable is functional. In a way, I understand that, because you wouldn't want this thing to break in the middle of a gig while you're switching guitars and all of a sudden this thing breaks. Yeah, okay, that's why I always, absolutely always have at least 2 spare cables in front of me in case anything happens. They're always with me, so I always have a spare, and it will take me 15 seconds just to bend over, take the cable, plug it out, plug it in, that's it. But I love this because it's a safety thing, and especially when you're doing things like this, live streams or whatever, I plug it into the guitar and it's still not on. And I have another cable of that kind on the pedal board so that I really engage everything at the same time. So now I'm gonna disengage the pedal and we're gonna go there. So a little explanation before I start playing things for you. I'm gonna disengage or mute the 2 usual microphones from my guitar. So all you're gonna hear now is gonna be my guitar through the pickup into the pedal board and out to you. So this first knob here is the level of my dry guitar sound, which means you can just kind of have a very, very little of the guitar, and if you want to, let's say, record, or if you're backing somebody up and you just want to play bass, nothing else, then this is going to be a very, very bassy octave sound below the usual E that you're playing. I think it's a 3rd octave on the piano, the usual guitar string, right? So it's going down to the 2nd octave low. Yeah, so anyway, that's that knob. Minimum, maximum. I usually play them together, maximum here, and the octave level, it's of course how much of the octave sound you want to be audible while you're playing. The 3rd one is minimum, maximum of this. Usually if you're using the drive signal here, because there are 3 different settings here. One is poly, and I'll explain that in a second. The one in the middle is giving you 2 octaves. So not only 1, 2, and we'll demonstrate that as well. And this one is drive. So it's basically a kind of overdriven sound, which I basically never use. I don't like it. But I'm usually in this poly. So what this knob is doing is that it's kind of expanding that octaved area of the sound all over your strings. That means if I let's say have this fully out, all my strings are going to have in each octave sound. So as soon as I press this on, you're going to be hearing that. But when the lower you go with this, let's say if you go to around 9 and 10 o'clock here, then the octaves are only going to affect your bass strings, which is my main way to use this pedal. So I only want the basses to be on the 5th and 6th string, and just a touch of the octave sound on the 4th string. And I want the treble strings to be totally no octaves, nothing. That's suiting my style. Some jazz guitar players and people who use octave more creatively than I'm using it, they might need the octave that goes over the whole range of all 6 strings, and just, you know, they would play solos usually with the octave effect. So now I'm gonna first I'm gonna just play this for you. And of course you can't hear it because I didn't press the little button here on the side, which I'm doing now. Let's see if I raise the volume. There somewhere. I think it's a nice and healthy level of the guitar. Maybe I can just increase it a little bit. Let's see now. Just let me know if this is too loud or too low. So, obs, right, it's nice. I'm trying to see if I can use it with my guitar so I don't have to buy a bass. Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. So, let's engage it, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what I'm doing at the same time. So, let's do it in the settings where you have all strings on the octave, or let's do it like this. I'll decrease the volume of the dry signal, so strange. Sounds great, but it's a bit strange. So if I put the direct level to the 100%, this is how it sounds. See, now every string is with the octave. I can't play chords, it just doesn't sound good. It's good for the soloing. So let's say it sounds cool. It's okay, but right. So that's that, and that's a poly. If I put the octave 2 here, which means we have a full signal from the guitar, full octave sound, all 6 strings are octave, and now we have double octave. So let's see how that sounds. It gives you the lower octave, your original sound, and the higher octave. So you get 3 of the same note. Doesn't work for me at all. But let's see. Let's experiment. If I only use the octaves, what do I get then? Yeah, that was that sound. I'm going to lower the volume on the guitar because I'll try to demonstrate the drive sound. So let's see how that sounds. Ooh. Okay, so when it comes to drive, then this knob is determining how much of the drive sound you're getting. Yeah, not really crazy about that. So let's go back to poly. And so now we got these octaves on all 6 strings, right? Up with the volume. And this is a very extremely dry sound. Nothing is on top of this. This is just the guitar right into the pedal and out to you. So now I'm going to add reverb on my pedal board. This is a kind of, I think it's a plate reverb or something. It's not too much of it. I'll just leave it there. It's all right. Not good for chord playing. So if I kind of, let's put these both in the middle and see how that sounds. Now I lost a lot of volume, but I can compensate that on my mixer. Let's see how that would sound. Okay, that's it. But usually, so let me demonstrate how I use this on my gigs. These two go fully up, and then this one, I won't let it go all the way up. Now we're gonna experiment now. So in the middle, I think the octave is gonna be active on the 3rd string as well. Let's try that. And there's an octave on the 5th. And the bass. Nice, smooth octave. I just love that sound. Then I would fool around with this knob here. So let's play the D string and see where the octave is almost disappearing. I hope you're wearing headphones. A little bit. Somewhere there. A millimeter more. No octaves, but then the basses. I'd like a little bit on that D string as well, just a little bit. There somewhere, like. So this would be the same thing that I played for you guys in the beginning. Now without. You know, a purist might think like, well, this is much better. This is, you know, real sound. This is what you're doing. But I mean, maybe I would just do a little bit less of the octave sound. Maybe I'll do it like this. And so on. Usually what I do is that I kind of start playing without this octave pedal. This is of course on the floor when I'm playing live, And then if I feel just, oh, I need a bit of touch of something more. And sometimes, you just feel that the room doesn't have enough basses. You're full on your basses, on your PA, on your equalizer pedal or whatever. It's just, the frequency somewhere is not right. Then I would add this. And it sounds really nice. So usually when I would play like Kansas City Blues, I would start without the pedal, and it would sound like, walking down Main Street, going down B, looking for the woman they call Lucille. She done moved to Kansas City. She done moved to Kansas City. She done moved, David, where they won't allow you. And now, with the octave, Mississippi River, so long, deep and wide. Woman I've been loving, she's on the other side. She done moved to Kansas City. She done moved to Kansas City. She done moved, honey, where they won't hire you. And so on. I mean, it's cool. I wouldn't play it in every song. I wouldn't just play it without, insight, which means like you need to be creative. You need to be like, okay, let's add this to a gig or situation where it suits, where it's cool. And definitely, if I'm playing with a band or something, I can really fool around, because if they have a bass player, then I would just like look in the floor, and then I just engage the octave pedal, just turn this knob for my dry signal off, and all of a sudden I'd double his bass playing. Here we go. What's going on? What's going on? So it can be a gimmick. Whatever. Cool. So guys, that was it with the pedal board. Now I'm going to disengage the pedal board, and yeah, that was it. Now I'll need my little guitar in open G again, because now we're going to be listening to Neil Young. And I hope I don't get the copyright claim of some kind. We'll see what happens with that. That's music, and that's my playlist, and we're going there. Are you ready for the country? This is from the... Oh, I got some nice comments. Thank you guys. I have to bring those up on the screen. Thank you. Thank you, Obs. David liked it as well. That's great. Man, can you imagine how we could jam on this? You on the piano, me playing the guitar. That'd be great. Yeah. The grooves are, I don't know, the mother. That's where everything lies. Thank you, Obs. Thank you for listening. Thanks for coming. It's great. So, why did I write on my thumbnail and the title of today's live stream, blues was still there first? I don't mean only blues. It's all traditional music, early jazz, blues, gospel, spirituals, all that traditional music that I love so much. And sometimes I really, really can feel and hear the influences on modern musicians. I mean, nowadays, if you listen to any rap artist, when the rap came, it could be just emulated as a upspeeded ragtime from the 30s and 40s. Spoken word. There are so many blues songs where you have a very fast spoken lyrics, and you got this. Woke up this morning about 4:30. Somebody knocking on my back door. That's my rattlesnake and daddy. Toot, 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 toot. I mean, give me a creative rap artist, and he could do a song, a real rap out of that. But basically, it was in the beginning just a ragtime song. Woke up this morning. It was a regular 2/4 rhythm, and that's it. But anyway, I was listening to some random music from my collection, and then one of my favorite records of all times is Harvest by Neil Young. And that song, that record taught me so much. First, from the perspective of realizing that I'm never going to be able to write songs like that, which are great, but also how scaled down production and playing can be so deep and fantastic. The whole production of that record, the way they recorded sitting in the same room in a kind of half circle formation, and they leaked into each other microphones. The whole groove of that. I think this record was recorded in 1972, if I remember well. And I was totally amazed by that sound. I bought the record at the time, and I was listening to through crappy equipment, and I just didn't know. I didn't understand the depth of the whole thing. First, later on, when I met people who had good equipment, I remember being at a friend's house, and he had these Tannoy, enormous loudspeakers. This was like early 80s maybe. And I listened to this record, and it was just like a totally new world. And anyway, 30 years later, I'm producing a record for a songwriter here in Sweden, and he told me, "Oh, would you like to produce my record? This is kind of singer-songwriter stuff. This is kind of, poetic songs, and in Swedish it's called vissånger. It's like a troubadour music, and usually it's played with just one guitar and voice, and you're a storyteller, and you're doing some great stuff." But he wanted to do a record that was a little bit different, that had a bit of a blues touch. So all of a sudden, I knew it. I want to produce it like Harvest was done. All in studio, not too many musicians, and we ended up only 3. Big bass, guitar, alternating between acoustic and electric, and himself. All 3 of them, no overdubs at the same time, just do it. And I have to give credit to my great bass player, Micke Nilsson here in Sweden. He played the double bass, and Pelle Järnryd, or in the southern Swedish accent, Järnryd, Pelle, he played guitars. And I knew I wanted these 2 guys because they are amazing. They have great ear, they are humble, they're great musicians, they are more, eager to contribute than to take over, and it was just amazing. And I love that record. Back to Harvest. So, this song, Are You Ready for the Country? Let's see now if I have this system audio engaged. I'm just going to play it and then fast forward a little bit, but maybe you can just write down Harvest, Neil Young, Are You Ready for the Country? And listen to that afterwards. But now, let's just do it this way. And I'm not alone. Sorry, wrong song. Here, this one. I'll fast forward so that you can hear the groove. So we heard this doop doop tap tap doop doop tap doop doop tap tap doop doop tap, right? This rhythm, remember 50s soul music, Motown, stacks, a lot of rhythms and grooves were doop doop tap doop doop tap doop doop tap, and that's kind of fantastic groove. And then the song actually starts with switching and changing to the 4th chord in the regular blues progression. So he goes to the 4th chord and then goes back to the groove. So while he's singing this first line, so you hear the bass is going boom, 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 boom. That's the groove there. Another one where he just goes to the 4th chord. It's not a the drummer in this song is amazing. He's doing this New Orleans backbeat kind of thing, syncopating the whole thing. If he played with less listening musicians, in the studio, they'd be confused because he is amazing. He's syncopating all over the thing. And now they go to the fifth chord. So this is based on a and this was played in D, right? So I have an guitar in open D. Where is my 3 cameras set up? Right, so it's basically, he goes to the 4th chord and then goes back to the 7th. This reminds of, let's say, if you want to play Parchment Farm. Sitting down in a parchment farm. Mose Allison, right? This is an arrangement that I used to play with Sam Mitchell, one of those greats. Oh, let me see the comments. I'm talking too much to the camera. I want to talk to the guys in the chat as well. So that's right. Thank you, David. Blues is the bedrock of modern pop music on so many levels. Absolutely. Absolutely. If David Magic Fingers Hunt is playing on Friday, maybe you can come up with a few old standard blues. Oh, that's right. Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll be there on Friday, definitely. David Hunt is streaming usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Fridays are, your wishes. He might play a song that you ask for if he can do it. Sometimes David would even just go online and listen to the song and say, oh, that was that one. And then he can play it. He's absolutely amazing. I would never be able to do that. So, yeah. Right. So, Mr. Neil Young there. But we're not done. So, just 5-10 more seconds of this song, and then we'll go to the origins of this song.
Are you ready for the country? Because it's time.
So, that's the groove, that's the rhythm, that's the way they play. They go twice to the 4th chord, then to the 5th chord, and go back to the groove. And here's a song from 1928, I think. Humbone Willie Newborn, or Blind Willie John Newborn. And this is how it sounds.
And I rode a night, tumbled and I cried the whole night long. And I rode a night, tumbled and I cried the whole night long. And I rose this morning, mama, and I didn't know right from wrong.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play full songs like this, but as a song progresses and goes to the end, listen how the groove goes to up a higher tempo and how it plays now.
My arm, Lord, and I walked away.
So you hear this, and he's playing that in open G, but because these songs were transferred from master recordings to tapes and then made records out of it. The pitches kind of alter, and in the end, it's not really G. This is on my guitar that's tuned to open G, to the tuning fork or to the tuning machine. This is on the with the capo on the first fret. And when he plays that, it's a but the way he plays that fourth chord, it's not that he plays going out the country. So it's not playing the clean fourth chord. He's just playing it on the first two strings. And sometimes he would even forget the second string. Because then when you get this, right? I rolled out tumble, cried a whole night long. I woke up this morning, couldn't tell no right from wrong. If you listen to Eric Clapton's version, and even Muddy Waters from the 60s, they played a kind of scaled down lick that goes like this. And then the drums will go so the drummer would do that this syncopation of these triplets that are coming out. So Blind Willie John Newborn, he played. And those strings can be different. You can sometimes play third, fourth, and then the open string. A lot of different ways to do that. But it's so on the third string, it's bass, open third string, then kind of between third and fourth fret, open string, and then bass again, and then open fourth string. So, and then from this fourth string, you go from the third fret to the fifth to reach the G note again. But you don't play that note. You glide from the, and then you play the open third string. So that's the whole beauty of this lick. So it's one of the masters of this kind of syncopation was my dear friend Sam Mitchell. So I'm going to play you just a little bit of his song, Traveling Riverside. Basically, Robert Johnson was listening to Willie Newborn in the 20s. And Robert Johnson recorded his music in the late 30s, in 1936, 7, 8. So when Blind Willie John Newborn released this record, Robert Johnson was a youngster who was listening to that. So his blues, called Traveling Riverside Blues, is very heavily based on roll and tumble blues. And then Sammy meets Charlie Musselwhite, a great harmonica player from the States, when he was recording, Sammy was recording his own album for Kicking Mule in the late 70s with Stefan Grossman. And he got to know Charlie Musselwhite and just asked him, would you like to play a song on my record? Yeah, sure, why not? So this is basically a jam in the studio. Traveling Riverside, and this is on Sammy's record that's called The Art of Bottleneck Slide Guitar. So, listen to this.
If your man gets personal, oh baby, have your fun. If your man gets
right? So they played it in A, and Sammy tuned his guitar up to open A, right? Let's just go to the lick.
oh baby, have your fun.
So right, so he really emphasizes it. If your man gets personal, oh baby, have your fun. That kind of opened a totally new world for me when I realized how it was done on the guitar, and I've just showed you now. So you can do it too. If I can play it, you can play it. Right? Good. Blind guy's wife, they're alive. Great to see you. Buddy, I'm officially off to my next appointment with a few new licks on my mind to keep me smiling. Thank you, man. It's great. Albert, blind guy's live, his wife, they're alive. And OBS, our MLB crew, Make Life Better crew that's listening to David's live streams. And, you know, the community is getting bigger and bigger, so it's great. A lot of really like-minded, very kind people are joining forces and just enjoying themselves online, which is great. So yeah, basically, guys, that was it for today. Thank you so much for coming. It was a blast, and if you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. It's just at Homesick Mac, and I'll see you guys next week. It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to that. And oh, Power Jimmy, you were also there in the background somewhere. Guys, if you're visiting my YouTube channel for any reason, then you will definitely see 3 new videos from my live performances, I think 5 years ago. And Power Jimmy from Serbia was in one of those songs. We played the Deep River Blues together. Great picker and great friend of mine. Good to see you guys, and thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gayer. Good. Cheers, OBS, and I'll see you all guys next Monday, sorry. Oh, days. Yeah, good. See ya.
It was in spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me, thought she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. Things could call me up, down and out by soul. Said, come back, Daddy, Lord, I need you so. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. peaches, don't you shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. Now she's gone, I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. In spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me. Now she went away. Now she's gone, I don't worry,